Live here, February 21st, 1:13 a.m. This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com, and AEW has once again defeated NXT in the ratings 0.31 to 0.25. So we keep hearing from the smart marks out there how great these shows are, yet they are still getting relatively low ratings overall. AEW apparently was in a 21,000 seat building in Atlanta, which they heavily promoted, and it's estimated there was about 5,000 people there. Wrestling Observer has not come yet this week. It's late so far. As of 1:19 a.m., it's still not in. So we should have more exact numbers, but still 5,000 people in Atlanta is better than the estimated 3,500 people that WWE had for Raw outside Seattle this week. And Raw had a 0.9 rating, by the way. Rip Oliver, the old Portland wrestler who had WWE matches, close friends with Billy Jack Haynes. Billy Jack Haynes has told me he's been hospitalized the past few days. He's in pretty serious condition right now. I'll be speaking to Billy Jack probably tomorrow or the next day, and I'll get an exact update, but I'm hoping that Rip's end is not now, but he's fighting a tough battle from what I understand. His health is not very good at all. Billy Jack Haynes, of course, will be appearing for the Hannibal TV along with Mike McGurk at WrestleCon 2020 in Atlanta. CJ Brooks 24 says, "What's up?" Michael Kennedy says hi, so hi to both of you. Not a lot of news right now. I'll just close this off. Next weekend, February 29th, Smith Falls, Ontario, the Faces of Fear, Haku and the Barbarian against Cold Scorpio and the Blood Hunter, Lufisto against Jessica Black. Jeremy Prophet's going to be there. Carl LeDuc, the nephew of Joe LeDuc, is going to be on the card. I have, by the way, found a female that has accepted my open amateur wrestling challenge on the show. She's a 5'4", 185-pound bodybuilder who has competed in Muay Thai, done grappling. She's from Smith Falls. She's going to see if she can beat me in an amateur wrestling exhibition match. So that's been added to the card. It's going to be a packed card. We haven't been to Smith Falls in 3 years. If you don't know where Smith Falls is, it's close to Kingston, Brockville, Ottawa, Cornwall. Well worth the drive just to meet Haku and the Barbarian. If nothing else, meet and greets are included with all tickets. No, we're not Ring of Honor. We don't do free tickets. Tickets start at $15.50 and $20.50. Available through ticketpro.ca. WCW We says AEW is competing with the C Show. That is true. They are definitely competing with the developmental league, because whether you want to admit it or not, NXT is the developmental league. They do house shows that get 100 fans very often or less. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Wrestling is a tough draw in general these days, unfortunately, because the TV products aren't at their best. You couldn't pay me enough to sit through an episode of AEW or NXT. The small clips I've seen of them on Twitter is more than enough. Crazy Horse 1974 says watching AEW is like watching Thunder. I don't know about that. Thunder wasn't that horrible. It was definitely the lower show other than Nitro, but they did have some top talents on it. I mean, Ric Flair wrestled on Thunder very often. And by the way, Thunder got excellent ratings like literally ratings that any wrestling company would kill for these days. Jay Blitz 55 says, I'm sure the wrestling boom is coming soon. Well, there's more wrestlers making money in the business than there has been in a long time. It's still very political. Who gets the jobs? I'd like. Has anyone seen this NWA series where they've apparently? It's like a series for like contenders that want to be on the full roster. I haven't noticed that NWA is using Canadians really. I don't know if they have something against Canadians or what the deal is. If Canadians are just a little bit tougher than all the wrestlers they have on their roster who don't seem very tough to me, other than maybe James Storm. I have tangled with him on a few occasions. He's a good wrestler. Craig Reeder says, he's looking forward to my shoot interview with the Barbarian. Yes, that's going to be posted on patreon.com/the Hannibal TV. But anyone with question, Barbarian, leave them in the comments to this video for my consideration. That one's going to be good. We also have Tony Atlas coming up, a very special shoot interview with Dan Severin that I'm doing in Arizona. He's actually going to take me to numerous places in Arizona that are very special to him. Billy Graham had committed to one, but he says after seeing the Jesus AEW thing, he doesn't know if he wants to go on camera about wrestling because his disdain for wrestling is so bad, and he says he doesn't want to do a shoot interview that's just full of negativity. But he changes his mind, so we'll see if by the time I get to Phoenix, Billy Graham will change his mind. Shane Douglas, I'm doing another one with. Mike McGurk, who's representing us at WrestleCon, is also doing a shoot interview with me. There's literally a ton coming up. We're going to be all over the place: LA, Arizona, Albany, Tampa, then Las Vegas for the Club reunion that Terry Funk's going to be one of the MCs at. So we'll see. Patrick Jace is Hannibal for Arizona base. Well, my mentor is superstar Billy Graham, and I really love Arizona. And I'm also a huge UFO enthusiast. And like that whole area is really into that whole thing, which by the way, I will probably be doing more UFO interviews soon too, by the way. Any chance of getting an interview with Hardcore Holly, PWC 24/7 says he's a hard guy to reach. Very hard guy to reach. Rene Dupree did say he would like to have a rematch with Hardcore Holly in Great North Wrestling because when Hardcore Holly attacked him in WWE, which was some type of retribution attack that was done without warning, apparently, and caused a severe injury to Rene Dupree. Rene was very young. Now I think Rene is a lot tougher, but you never know. That would be an interesting match to have. Maybe if I did another event that was all matches in MMA cages, maybe that would be a good match. You guys write me in a comment if you think I should arrange that. I'm debating if I'll ever do another wrestling event in an MMA cage because I have to admit it was a cool concept. We did 2 Cage Wars event, which by the way, you can search them up here on the Hannibal TV. Harry Smith was in one of them and had a great match. Rene Dupree was actually in one of them, fought me in one of them. But the Cage Wars, I'll have to tell you, my last Cage Wars match, I took a backdrop from my opponent. He was extremely strong, actually a strongman competitor. And when I landed, my back went out for like 5 to 10 seconds. I couldn't feel my legs for like 5 to 10 seconds. It hurt so badly. One of the worst pains I've ever had in wrestling. Worse than getting hit off the ring apron and taking a bump onto pure cement floor. So those Cage Wars matches could be brutal.